Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Let's Play Terraria. This will be episode 14 of our series, and one of the last episodes, most likely. We are prepped to face off against Planterra, and after that, there's one last boss and a few other places, so probably wrapping up the series in another couple of episodes, and then we'll be looking for another game to play. But enough of that sad business, on to the game. So since last time, I've done a fair bit of mining. If you remember the auto hammer over here, I went ahead and mined a lot of chlorophyte, which then I turned and made into some shroomite. That's what I'm currently wearing. So I'm currently wearing shroomite armor, which specializes in ranged damage. Like percent chance not to use ammo, increased critical strike, the works. As well as it's decent defense. I think it's an upgrade from chlorophyte in terms of raw defensive stats as well. I built a chlorophyte shot bow, which you can see there. It fires off multiple arrows at a time, and I'm firing chlorophyte arrows because I mined up a lot of chlorophyte from my mines. The other interesting thing about this armor, so the set bonus is, notice currently you can see me. If I stand still, I fade away. Additionally, if you're faded away, you do more damage. So when I'm moving around, 54 damage, which is still respectable. If I stop and blend in, that jumps up to 81 damage per shot. So I'm going to exploit this when I'm facing off against Planterra. I've got archery potions, iron skin potions, and a regeneration potion for the battle. Additionally, if you remember in another episode I mentioned the life fruit. While you're roaming the jungle, you can find these little fruit. If you use them, one of your heart containers becomes gold. I now have 405 max health. If you find 20 of them, they all go gold and you have 500 max health. We'll see how many of them I can find total. Let's see, what else is new? Oh yeah! So, shroomite bars are useful, but there's a grand total of 6 things you can make. Full shroomite gear, so that's 1, 2, and then 3 different helmets. And then the menacing hoverboard. So the hoverboard basically functionally is about the same as wings. You can use it to hover around. It's dark out, so you can't really see, but there. So you can use it like wings to hover. It actually has slightly better range than all but your top tier wings. But it also has something else. If you guys remember the magic carpet, it has that function. So if you jump and hold down, you can now fly side to side as long as you're holding the down key. So you basically, and you fly at a super fast speed. So it's really kind of cool. So it's really useful for just covering ground quickly. Otherwise, I've got nothing too special beyond that. I'll be fighting with the shot bow. I've got a bunch of chlorophyte arrows and a few ichor arrows still. By a few, I mean nearly 2,000. You can never be too prepared. I don't expect to need more than 1,000 arrows total fighting Planterra, probably less, because of the chance to not use ammo. If I were... Something I could do if I had one, I might swap out the lava waders for the Archer's Emblem, which gives me an additional 15% damage, because, I mean, I really won't need to walk on water or lava while I'm fighting Planterra. So we can take a quick look. I mean, I could swap out for a Cobalt Shield. I don't really have any items readily that I'd want to swap out right now, but it would be something you can think of. And if this battle with Planterra goes poorly, I might be looking a bit more at what other accessories I have and how else I can respec. Panic necklace. Actually, the band of regeneration I might actually think about, but I'd want to reroll it with maybe warding. Yeah, let's do that. So the band of regeneration just gives you a slight regeneration boost. I also have set up an arena over by Planterra, which I'll be showing you guys shortly, and we can talk about that. So let's... where's my... I also have been mining a lot, so I've got quite a few platinum coin now. That should be plenty. plenty. And I got a turtle shell. With the turtle shell, I'll show you. So I've been killing a lot of turtles too. Turtle shell, you can make turtle armor, which if you look at the defense values of this, 17 for legs, 16, so 27 for the scale mail compared to 24, and 21 compared to 11. So turtle armor is, I think, the best, or maybe second best, defensive-wise armor in the game. It increases. It's all about melee damage. So increased melee damage, increased melee damage, increased melee damage, and crit chance. So if you want to just get up close and beat things to death, so you can do that. You need a grand total of 3 turtle shells to do it. I only have 1, so once I get 2 more shells, I might make a full set. The full set bonus of the turtle armor is you reflect back damage. So that's actually a way some people will fight bosses, is you put as many regen options nearby you as possible, and you just sit there and watch the boss impale themselves on their own sword, so to speak. It works. I don't think that's the method I will be taking for Planterra, but it is an option. It's out there. Where's my goblin? Alrighty. Way forward. So, I mean, movement speed is nice, but I'm fast enough. So what I'm looking for is something... There we go. Warding. +4 defense. That'll help me stay alive a lot longer. I'm looking for either defense, crit chance, or damage. Any of those 3 I'd be happy enough with. But since I got warding, I will stick with that. Stack away all my extra coins, because I won't need them for the upcoming battle. So, without further ado, I will... And so currently there's a glitch with the hoverboard. If you have a double jump, like a cloud in a bottle, if you don't use it, so you just jump once and then hold down in the arrow while you're jumping, you basically... Well, let's get back to what you can hover infinitely, as long as you haven't used your double jump. Frankly, if you ask me, I feel like that's kind of cheating, but it is, I think, a glitch. I don't believe it's the way it's supposed to be, so it will most likely get fixed, but until it gets fixed, I will take full advantage of it. Just dropping a few. So, also, I built myself a little express route all the way down to the bottom, well, down to my, where I plan on fighting Planterra. So here's the bulb. A couple of things I did. I made this spawn point set. If I die, I'll respawn here. So I'm right down next to the boss. Got myself a nice, decently long runway. Hey, one of my bonfires went missing. That's not cool. That ain't cool. Anyway, and then if you see this pad thing here, it's a teleporter. I have a little push button switch on the back end of it, and if I press it, I warp over to the other side of the tunnel. And I have a bonfire and a heart lamp. Both give me increased regen. So I think you guys can kind of figure out what I'm hoping for here. Fight, I shoot arrows until Planterra comes, warp to the other side, repeat, and just keep dodging back and forth, dodging Planterra until hopefully Planterra is dead. Now, for some reason that I don't know, I had a bonfire by the other platform. It's missing. So I don't really feel like fighting Planterra without it. I think I'm going to need every edge possible. That's annoying. Alright, never mind. We're gonna hope for the best. I do have multiple forms of regen. Just gonna clean up a few things around here. Okay. And I'm just gonna heal up over here. So I currently have my band of regen. So I've got multiple sources, and if you see my health, it's going up nice and quick. This will be a very useful spot to just chill when I'm fighting I've got my health potions if I need them. And so if you're curious about how much damage these things do. The glorified arrows bounce back, which is really kind of useful. And so I'll be switching between glorified arrows and Ichor arrows. So shoot once or twice with Ichor arrows to lower defense, and then pop a glorified arrow. There we go. More or less everything's dead over there. I'm just about full health, so without further ado, let's check it out. Planterra has awoken. Okay. So we should be seeing Planterra here somewhere. There we go. That's one of Planterra's so Planterra travels by grappling. Maybe that's okay. So not such a good idea. There we go. So I probably should have made this arena larger. Because Planterra's murdering me. Alright, well, plan B. Run for your life and just shoot like crazy. Also, this is why I put my bed up here. So hopefully Planterra will not despawn before I respawn. So normally if you die, Planterra leaves. However, hopefully, there we go. I came back before Planterra despawned. Give me enough time. So probably if I wanted to go with this approach, there we go. I should have made it a little longer. But we are making some good headway. There we go. So now screams are echoing from the dungeon. Planterra has been defeated. That actually a little rough, but not bad. What do we get? Grenade launcher, pygmy staff, healing potions, all completed. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was Planterra. A lot of damage. As you can see, you definitely want to have some sort of game plan when fighting. I'm gonna get us out of the jungle, so we can actually. And once we get out of the jungle, we'll take a look at our loot. But the underground jungle biome is just dangerous. So get out of here. Whee! You didn't really get much of a chance to see it because I was running around. Planterra does have two modes. It starts with a closed bulb shooting little purple bullets, and then later it opens up its mouth. Ah, my cyborg showed up. Wait, wasn't I supposed to get a jungle key? Can't remember. I did. Jungle key. Okay. So that'll be next. Where was I going with that? So first it starts out with the bulb closed, then it opens up its bulb into a mouth, it travels faster, it does more damage, all around ugly. Fortunately the shot bow, when you're with this effect, you do a lot of damage quickly. Supposedly a cyborg showed up. I don't see him, but I'll believe it. Anyway, let's look at the loot. The temple key. That will be used to open the Lizard temple. Within that temple lies the last boss that I'm aware of. The Golem. Yes. So that'll be the next boss fight we're gearing up for. Switch that while we're there. I got a grenade launcher. And it fires rockets, I believe. So I think it destroys tiles, so I just wanna... Okay. I've pointed my grenade launcher. Oh, dang it. Good, it doesn't destroy that. Let's try shooting it where I know it'll actually... Or did it say doesn't destroy? Will not destroy tiles. Okay. But that's not what the grenade launcher was launching? Question mark? Yeah. Okay. Grenade launcher launches grenades, those rockets, 99 damage plus 63 damage. That's a lot of damage. 150 plus damage. Rockets, I believe, can now be bought from the marksman. I don't know how much they cost. The pygmy staff is actually kind of cool. You use it once, it's a magic ability. And I have a little pygmy. That pygmy follows me around and will attack enemies, and he surfs on his stick. Kind of cool. I might actually keep it around, just extra fire. Oh, wow, I really prepared for that. I had archery potion for 20% damage increase against Planterra I never used. I never used my iron skin potion, and I didn't use my regen. So, I think the method I used was pretty effective if I only was half prepared and still came out victorious. Yeah. I feel real smart now. Derp. Alright. I'm not going to keep the grenade launcher with me. It's useful, but not for me at the moment. I think I might keep the pygmy staff around because I'm not using much other magic, and it is pretty cool. So just put that here. Greater healing potions are always good to keep around. Oh, incidentally, I didn't really explain the teleporter. I could have shown you the teleporters. I had them wired up with my blue wrench. And so basically the way teleporters work, if you have two teleporters connected to each other with wire and an activator, if you're standing on a teleporter when the activator gets thrown, you get teleported to the other pad. There is a maximum distance, I think, of like 2,000 blocks, but you can string them up and basically warp all the way across the world if you want, or you can pretty much warp all the way down to hell with one. So you can use you could make yourself, if you wanted, a really fancy teleporter room where you hop on one pad and poof, you're wherever you want to be. That's actually a pretty cool idea. It takes a bit of setup, but, you know, to each their own. So, after I defeated Planterra, two things are important. A, we got the key. I could go open up the Lizard Temple right now, and I think we could go do that right now. The other thing is, you hear screams echoing from the dungeon. The dungeon, if I remember correctly, is over here. Yes. The dungeon is now in hard mode. The enemies that spawn there are much harder. They drop more stuff. They can drop ectoplasm, which is needed for the top tier mage armor. Yeah, all around nice. So we're gonna... The pygmies will fight for you. Also, there's quite a few abilities you can get. So the pygmy staff is necessary to summon your pygmy. There's several accessories you get that allow you to summon more than one pygmy. I think it maxes out somewhere around 5 or 6 pygmies. So you can basically be a summoner if you feel like it. And of course your little pygmy will catch up. He surfs. And so I'm just flying along to the dungeon. Where are we? And drop. Also, when you have hoverboard equipped, just like with wings, you don't take falling damage. All good stuff. And actually, there's one other event I haven't had happen to me yet, but I really wish I would. There's a solar eclipse that can happen anytime now that I've beaten the mechanical bosses. It's like a blood moon, but during the day with some really tough enemies. But they have a chance to drop the broken hero sword, which I need to upgrade my Excalibur to True Excalibur. And then it, combined with a couple other things, gives you the Terra Blade. Also, I believe now I am able to open these chests if I can get the key mold. I think it's after you defeat Planterra. Yes. Once you've defeated Planterra, all enemies in their biome, I believe, have a chance of dropping a mold. So this would need the Frost Key mold. And then I could use a Temple Key to make that. So basically, if you have one of each type of chest, you'll need to defeat Planterra 5 or 6 times total. But here we have a Blue Armored Bones. He's a new enemy. 500 health for a basic enemy. Pygmy does almost no damage to him because he's got a lot of defense. By himself, not too bad, but if you remember, the dungeon by and large has high spawn rates. So I might just blast through with some ranged gear here. Yeah, necromancers fire bouncing beams, they're royal pain, kill them quickly. Yeah, you can see the way he shoots them. Not pretty. And they warp when you damage them, so it's really hard to kill them. Or, not really hard, but it is. If you're a melee champion, they are very annoying. So I mean, there's nothing particularly new in the dungeon, except for a lot of new enemies. And they all do drop. There's some new drops. From you. Like, there we go. That's the drop I was hoping for. Ectoplasm. Ectoplasm, and we'll talk to the guys when we get back. I forgot to set my spawn point back at home base. That's okay. So, as you can see, you have to be aware or you will get overrun in the dungeon. And I've already picked up all of the blue. Bonely is a new rare. Bonely is a rare spawn. He does a lot of damage if he touches you, but he also has a chance to drop several new accessories that are kind of useful. One can be combined with climbing gear to make ninja set. There's several things you can do with it. There's also a giant paladin, which I'm trying to find, that drops armor polish, makes you immune to the armor debuff. I don't even know what that thing was, but it was a blue ghost. Yeah, if you take a look at my health, you can see how much it hurt. Right now, something hit me with slow. What do you know? My pygmy actually did something useful. So this is the new dungeon. Oh yeah, there's also Pyromancer that has a cool fireball spell that will drop occasionally upon death. The big reason people come to the dungeon after killing Planterra, immediately after killing Planterra, is to get ectoplasm. Additionally, you can get, you'll want to open those chests eventually, and I'll have to read up on that, so I'll have a comment for the next video, I'm sure. But some of the items in those chests are really powerful, like ridiculously powerful. So you get those, and it makes fighting the Lizard a lot easier. I don't even know if I can kill the Golem right now without even more gear. I've actually never beaten the Golem single player. I've always played with friends, so it'll be a first time for me too, killing him. Shop Paladins, he's pretty useful though. Actually, I'm not even really. There we go. That's the Paladin. That Paladin there, 5,000 health. Almost. He's harder than. He's tougher than even a boss, and those hammers, as you can see, do a ridiculous amount of damage. Yeah, this is rough. Anyway, you can see how fast everything else was dying when I was shooting all these arrows, and this guy just doesn't want to die, and he just hammered to death. Oh. But he has a chance to drop armor polish, which would be nice. But I think for now we'll leave the dungeon there. Oh, that's where he spawned. That's awkward. Anyway, the cyborg sells the rocket, a proximity mine launcher, and nanites. Nanites can be used to craft special bullets and special arrows that generally confuse your opponents. The proximity mine launcher, I can only assume launches mines. Not sure where you get mines, but yeah. And then you can buy rockets from him for 50 copper apiece. So, it's a lot of damage that those things do, but they're pretty expensive. A full 99 is going to cost you, I don't want to do the math, but 2 will cost you 1 silver. So, 200 will cost you 1 gold piece. So it's going to cost you about 5 gold per full stack. Late game, that's not end of earth-shatteringly expensive, but it is enough that you worry a little bit about it. Anyway, though. That's where he died. Okay. So that's the dungeon. I want to go back to the guide first, show you guys what you can make, and then we're going to go try to find the temple. Whee! So the hoverboard really is quite nice. With ectoplasm, you can make ghost wings, I think, and they might be a little bit better, but they do not have this hover feature. So I honestly think the hoverboard right now is probably the best flight accessory. I don't know, that might be up for some debate, but come on, I'm riding a hoverboard. How cool is that? There's the guide. Crafting. So I would need to make all those keys. So like the frozen chest needs a frozen key. You'd need a temple key, a frozen key mold, and then some souls. The frozen key mold can be, I think, dropped by anything in the biome now. I think. I'd have to... There might be one more requirement, like it has to be below ground or something. I don't know. But that's roughly what that is. Ectoplasm is your friend. You need it to make an Audi present or a pumpkin. So these summon events, the pumpkin moon and frost moon. It's wave upon wave of enemies that last all night. Ghost wings, you need 10 ectoplasm and 20 souls of flight, and they're pretty good wings. Otherwise, you can make ghost gear. The main difference for all of these things is +3 range. So you can mine 3 further blocks out, you can chop wood, you can paint, everything. And now Spectre gear is the best tier of magic gear available. The defense is a little poor. Mages tend to get shafted on the defense. But the nice thing, I think the full, yeah. So I mean, max mana reduces mana usage by 17%, massive increased mana. So this is one reason why you'd want to farm up full Spectre gear. But the most important thing you can't see because we don't have a full set. When you have a full set, it gives you vampiricism. So any damage done with magic heals you for a portion of the damage done. So it's, if you get to a point where you're simply dealing out enough damage, you will never die. It's really kind of cool. And it's not just it heals you, it can heal friends. So a really useful tactic here, a buddy of mine and I did use. One person dresses up in full turtle armor, super tank mode. The other person's in Spectre armor. The tank gets the aggro of the monsters, takes the damage, but because they're so heavily armored, they take less damage, and they get healed by the mage just pumping out damage. Alternatively, if you want to run and gun, you can wear full Spectre gear and just go crazy. And I might think about it. For now, I'll stick with my Shroomite gear. But that's what it's useful for. Let's just put a few things away. I'm gonna put my ectoplasm in here somewhere. I'll put this up. Also, I moved several of my outfits out into storage, which I'll show you guys in a minute. I don't think I have any, do I have heart statues? Can I find potion? I do have a star statue. Tree, goblin. Do I have a heart statue? Yeah. Okay. The reason I'm wondering, some statues spawn things. So like a goblin statue will spawn a goblin if you activate it. I was thinking I could show you guys some of the fun things you can do, but maybe another time. Alright. Put my reindeer antlers up. I'm gonna sell those. I'm gonna just put this up over here. Okay. I want to keep my flare gun around because it is useful. The temple key I will need. I'll put those up. So I'll show you guys my armor display case over here. If you have a sawmill, you can make mannequins. You can put armor on. I put this here for a little better. And you can put your gear on the mannequins, and it's a way of just showing off your gear. There. Kind of cool. And that way you have a cool display and it's not taking up inventory space in one of your chests. Granted, I have so many chests, if I wanted to, I could just put out a lot more chests. But then it starts to get a little bit awkward in management. Yeah, so pick and choose, take your favorites. Now, before we teleport, I want to take a brief look at the map. So over here was our beehive. If we look right up here is where we fought Planterra. And if we look directly below that, do you see this orange region? That's the Lizard Temple. Which means somewhere, if we track around the whole temple, there's a door. So I'm going to warp back. Oops, there we go. And we're going to want to just drop south. Yeah, we'll go this way. So we want to go down and see if we can find the entrance to that temple. A heads up, if we thought things in the jungle were bad, the temple is brutal. And the other reason why the temple is so brutal, it's full of traps. And like, not little, oh, it's tee-hee-hee, that tickles. No, more like, what the, ow, mommy, it hurts! Oh, it burns! Sort of traps. I'm gonna drop, I think the door might be down. I think the door might be down here. That's what I'm checking. So there's only one entrance into the temple, and the bricks are not mineable until you get a special pickaxe, which comes from beating the boss contained within. All sorts of fun times, I know. At this point, I think I've gone too far south. So if I don't find it immediately, I'll just start, literally dig out the entire temple, and you'll find the door sooner or later. And kill that. I really hate these bees. They do a lot of damage. Okay. So far, we've had no luck finding the temple. So let's get up to the temple and start digging. And watch out for crazy turtles. So basically, what I'm doing right now is I'm just, quite literally, digging out all around the temple in the hopes of finding the entrance. Also, I'm taking this time to regenerate a little bit of lost health. And I'll drop a torch along the way. Oh, jeez. There. I just made a little door so that I don't have enemies flying in from behind and shooting down a long tunnel when I can't get them back. But at any rate, so you can get a feel for how large this temple is. It's not a massive temple. It's definitely bigger than, like, the beehive, but The big thing is you have to proceed with a lot of caution because it is covered with traps. And the enemies are pretty strong in there too. I mean, by this point in the game, you're so light in the game that the enemies aren't horrible, but they're definitely noticeably tough. I can see a heart crystal down below me, but that won't help me, so I'm just going to ignore it. Hey look, it's a nice big reserve of chlorophyte. I think that glowing altar is how I summon the boss? Yeah, I think that's the laser altar. Anyway, let's mine towards it and see what we can find. So, the final boss, you get a Lizard Power Stone, you use that at an altar to summon the Golem. I think that glowing thing we see is the, yeah. Altar? It's actually kind of interesting. We can actually start to see enemies showing up in there too. If you look in there, you can see a skeleton, Fun. Don't really know why I'm mining the ore when I have as much as I do, but it's kind of one of those like must grab shiny object sort of problem. A magpie. A little bit of a magpie effect, just a wee bit. Let's see. I really don't need any bombs, so let's have some fun. Boom, boom. Glow stick. Stinger, gel, stone, iron, unholy arrows, wood, tin ore, cobwebs I really don't need. Anyway, just making a little bit of space for other more useful items later. Something that you might want to do when you're going through the temple, I mean, obviously you're going to want to disable traps because otherwise it'll be the end of you. But you might actually want to collect those traps, because they are very powerful and useful for setting up your own farming rig for other enemies. What do we got here? Regeneration, dynamite, why not? Dynamite's fun to play with. What was this? Featherfall. Featherfall makes you fall slower. Aptly named, I suppose. So we have ruled out the fact that the entrance is on the bottom. Now we mine our way up. And I see a jungle chest over there that I'm actually going to go loot. There's a few decent items in the jungle, but yeah. Anyway, those special chests are generally worth digging up and looting. I mean, they're a little less useful now, but there's a couple of accessories you can get that you can combine things. I used one of them to get my lightning boots. A spare is always useful. Let's see what we got. Feral Claws, a little less important. I did need my Feral Claws when I built my Fire Gauntlet. At this point, not so useful. The Night Owl Potion's nice. Jester's Arrow, Feral Claws. Get rid of a few other things. I don't need dirt. There we go. Alrighty. Back to the grind. So, we're still looking. Alright. So we've more or less, we can figure out the rough size of it. We have to figure exactly where the door is. But, if we were to look at the map now, you can roughly see the size of the temple. It's decent size. Not as big as, say, the dungeon, but it's a good size. Incidentally, as you're digging out the tunnel, you will often find a lot of chlorophyte, so it's kind of cool and useful. Alrighty, we found the entrance. Awesome. So, the Lizard Temple has a small opening, and it's... yeah. Ow. Yeah, okay. Oh boy. Those archers are going to be the death of me. Okay. So you got to see if you were looking closely. I will demonstrate them again as they go away. First, you can see down here, this little guy here. Super dart trap. It fires a dart, much like you'd expect, but significantly tougher than its predecessors. Yeah, bombs don't blow anything up. Alright, let's suck down a potion for my health. Silk, chlorophyte, temple, super dart, stone. I don't really need more gold chests. I definitely don't need throwing knives or silver bars. Okay. So, I disabled the dart trap. There was a button down here. The next thing you'll notice, see these guys up here? Spear trap. I'll show you one of them. You step on, you activate the switch, and the little spear shoots down and hits you. And that spear does a lot of damage. So we're just gonna disable it. And if we look here, you can see that that was the switch to wire that up, that was the wiring to wire that up. And here is a Lizard. 400 health, and they can sprint at you and they don't get knocked back. You gotta watch for crowds of them, they will do you in quickly. And what do we have here? So the Lizard switch I really don't care about. The wire, I can buy wire. Actually, you know what? The wire cutter might be very useful here. So I see wire. First thing I do, snip. Now I'm safe. If you guys were watching earlier, these little guys are in the rear. Spiky ball traps. However, phenomenal for setting up traps for farming enemies. It drops spike balls, much like the spike balls from the goblins, but these do a lot more damage. They bounce around, they go through multiple enemies, and just murder sauce things. And here is the door. The only way to open it is with the key. I have a key, and I'm going to kill a flying snake first. That's another enemy from this, but open it up. Now it's a regular door. I can go in. Let's see. Oh, yeah, those are the spiky balls. They one. Yeah. Good. Ow. Ow. Yeah, as you can see, you don't want to mess with those. So what do? Just keep swimming. Or actually, we get rid of them all. So you can actually, so there was two separate switches controlling two different banks. I don't need all the wire, but it's useful to see what you're looking at. Those are, so you remember the spikes from the jungle? These are wooden spikes. I honestly don't know which does more damage, but I don't really feel like figuring it out with trial. Well, there you go. 24 damage, and I'm pretty high defense as is. So, they will mess you up. There was a spike ball trap I got knocked into. Flying snakes. Bats. That right there, that was one of the spike ball traps killing things. And there it is. So, now more than ever, lighting is your best friend. Make sure to keep an eye on your health as you're jungle diving, or you'll die. That's cold hard fact of life. We got several lizards down there. I'm gonna soften them all up. By soften up, I mean murder. So cool thing about chlorophyte arrows, they bounce back. They only bounce once, but still. They are quite useful. Oh boy. Ha. Oh boy. So those 3 spike balls would have done very nasty things to us. As you can see, like, they blend right in. So if you're noticing the wires are different colors, you can have this up to 3 different colors, so that you can wire systems and have the wires cross, but they're basically, each color is a separate circuit. Yeah. Ow. Alright, so if we look down there, we see spike traps. We see a dart. All manner of lovely things. Ow. All sorts of things that will end your exploring career very quickly. I see at least 3 pressure plates up ahead. Let's see what we got here. Alright. So 1 pressure plate was to the dart trap. This pressure plate is to more spike balls, and this is to more spike balls. So, actually, wire cutters might be a very good way to progress forward with this, because it makes it very clear where the traps are. Excuse me. Okay, we're safe. We're through here. Few arrows do wonders. As you can see, there's a mob of lizards down there waiting to say hello. Okay. Alright, so if we look closely, we have a couple of spiky balls and another. There we go. Trap 1 disabled. I'm just gonna go ahead and... I'm running out of space, so I need to free up a couple of things. I don't really need the life crystal. I'm gonna actually get rid of a few of my presents too. So you can see the slow fall makes you fall slowly. That's all there really is to that. You know, getting rid of presents is a dumb idea. Because I'll just keep getting more of them anyways. Silts. I don't need silts. I also don't need a cross. Because I have enough chlorophyte, I really don't even need chlorophyte. Normally that's the last thing you'd want to get rid of. Now I'm invisible. Let's see if they come after me. I actually haven't played much with the invisibility potions. Apparently if you shoot them, they will still come. And there we go. Got disabled. And we have a chest. Lizard power cell is what we will need to summon the boss, Gravitation Hunter. Nothing too exotic here, but the power cell is very useful and much, yeah, glad to have it. It's a cool chest. Even though I'm low on space, I collect cool chests. And there's bound to be a trap here. I am very surprised. We have another chest, another power cell, so I'll be able to fight the golem twice. Dynamite and a silver bar, frankly, I don't really need either of them. Let's have some fun though. Dynamite will not blow up bricks. It might blow up those things, yeah. It freed those units, but that's it. The only thing that can break these bricks, the Lizard Temple bricks, is the Lizard Pickaxe. Is that the name of it? The Picksaw, I think. Any rate, it's a special pickaxe you get from fighting the next boss. Yeah. So, we're nearly to the boss's chamber. We look up here. There we go. Another Lizard power cell. Very good. Let's have some fun. Get rid of... Yeah, there we go. Throw the dynamite down and... There! Didn't kill any of them. Still, it did damage. Yeah, that mob right there would do a lot. You gotta be prepared or they will just swarm you and it wouldn't be good. I believe there was several traps. Yeah. So, and those spike balls do bounce. They have a really good rebound rate. Things to keep in mind. Let's see where they all are. Cleared them out. Okay. And there's a super dart trap down there. Okay. And there are dart traps over here, apparently. Okay. Whew! That was close. So that's a good point. You can see like the green is going to that, the blue is going back to there, and here. Nasty traps. They nearly killed me. another chest over here, but if we look closely, we'll find there is a trap. 2 traps, actually. If you want to keep track accurately. Alright, leather banners, beard. Let's get this. What do I not need? What do I not need? I don't need a chair. Definitely don't need a chair. Okay, another power cell. Excellent. Some more dynamite. I'm gonna just throw over there. Silver bar I don't need. Poof. Okay. There we go. We're almost to the boss room. We survived. It was quite an achievement, I'd say. Yep. Yeah. We don't want to fight the boss just yet. Want to make sure we have the place lit up. We got the lay of the land. Oh dear. And we want to make sure we look out for spiky ball traps from above. Because the last thing you want to be worrying about while you're fighting a boss is, oh no, don't hit the switch! Don't hit the switch! When in doubt, kill everything. Since there's a background wall, you can put torches everywhere, and I do recommend it. So at this point, all switches have been taken care of. Okay, so while my regeneration potion is still active, I'm gonna switch out my boots again. So much stuff. There we go, combine those. Don't need emerald. Okay. I'm going to drink a 100th potion, drink an iron skin potion. Oh, for some reason I thought that was an archery potion. Yeah, oh well. And we're ready to go. I'm going to attempt to beat the golem using arrows. When I... okay, while I have everything buffed. You right click here, and you summon the golem. The golem is stuck. Well, that's convenient. You have to first kill his hand, and his, yeah, kill off his hand, and his head. I'm not entirely sure how well it's going to work here. Normally he jumps around and shoots at you and does stuff. The problem is I need to kill his head and I can't. This actually kind of sucks, to be completely honest. I don't think it's possible to win. Maybe... Huh. I probably need something that can go through walls. But I don't think I have anything that... Yeah. This is, special to say the least. Not entirely sure what I can do about this, actually, ladies and gentlemen. I don't need light critical. So normally, he jumps around, you take out his hands, you take out his head, and then he starts flying around. In this case, since he's stuck in the wall, I honestly don't... Hey, there's a moth down there. What can I do? Hit. Well, I have a pygmy, but he doesn't help. I wonder if I move far enough away, he'll follow? My only possible guess is that maybe I can get him unstuck? Huh. Well, that slowly made him inch over. Incidentally, I found a new spike wall trap. Come on. Come on, you can do it. Come on, little golem. This is sad, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. The reason I'm having to grapple through him is knockback won't let me pass through him normally. Well, at least I have my warding band of regeneration to help. Potion. I don't think that'll help. Why not though? No. That doesn't help either. Well, I can always leave and come back, but it's gonna be the same problem no matter where I almost need to borrow a pickaxe from another world, I think. That's gonna be sad. Well, there's a chest I can loot over here. Another power cell. Archery potion. I honestly don't know what we're gonna do here, ladies and gentlemen, so I might be ending the episode on a herpy-derpy note. I'm sure if I leave, he'll do something naughty to me. Let's find out what Let's find out what happens when I warp away. My hunch is he'll just despawn. Yeah, he's gone. what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna grab a pickaxe from another world, recreate the arena, and we'll have a real proper battle next episode, guys. How's that? So in the meantime, that is the Lizard Temple. We found that is the boss, although he'll be a lot harder when he can actually, move around and beat me to a pulp. But with that said, I think we're at a pretty good stopping point for now. Tune in next time for what might be the last episode, actually. 15's a good number to end on. But there'll be at least one more episode, guys. So until then, take care.